You're talking about Poe? Well, Poe is very much still alive, Diva, and you don't seem to be able to produce pictures of BBJ or videos of BBJ being alive and well, but I promise you I can show you all kinds of pictures and videos of Poe living his best fucking life. Now,
thank God Gary didn't get her hands on Bruce. Dude, didn't I tell you all? Didn't I tell you all? And I can't believe she showed the video. I cannot believe she showed the video of the cat with the dogs. Like, the cat was not supposed to be with you. You promised your community the cat was going with Amy Flowers, your sister-in-law, who doesn't exist. And then you come on here and you show the video of the dog and the cat together where the cat was not supposed to be. That's a problem too. That did not help your case. You did not help yourself whatsoever coming on your YouTube platform and proving us all to be right. You proved us right. That's all you did. We've been saying that cat's been with you. We've been saying that Amy Flowers did not exist. We've been saying that the cat that you stressed the cat out by having it around the dog, and you played the video to prove it. And you had that cat locked inside of you while you were hotboxing it with cigarettes, double fisting cigarettes at that. It's shameful.
I want to remind everyone, and I know you're going to get sick of hearing this. Don't get me wrong. I know, but I don't care. I've been told y'all. I said years ago, this bitch lies. She lies with ease, and it's concerning. Now, for the most part, I don't think people were too concerned because she'd be maybe lying, when it comes to like viewers or myself. So it's just like, whatever. And I'm just like, no, I'm trying to tell y'all, this bitch is a lying ass hoe. Like, she's a fraud. This is the tweet that I woke up to. I was just like, okay, let's go. Chris tweeted out, and for those questioning, yes, this was confirmed to be FFG's brother. That's not a question at all. Most people in this community know already, but if you ever needed confirmation, BBJ died in 2023, and my sister has her urn at her house. This won't have much of an effect, but YouTube is coming. Just know, like you already know, in your hearts, BBJ has been dead for a long time. BBJ has been dead since 2023.
Hi guys, and welcome to Tailored Talk. Now, let's say you sit down to watch a horror film one night, and in the film, a young woman is running around town. She has a cat that needs medical attention, treatment, injections, and she doesn't have the money to cover it. The town help her out, giving her money and cat toys, emotional support over her worry about the cat's health. Through generous donations, the cat slowly but surely recovers. All is well. Until, one day, the woman walks into her home, past the couch, straight up to her mantelpiece with an urn on it. She then turns around to reveal to you, the viewer, that the cat has been dead for well over a year, and she lied to get money to keep her lights on. The woman smiles, stroking the urn with glee, as the screen slowly fades to black. Now, if you saw that in a horror film, you'd be like, that's creepy as hell. What weirdo pretends that a cat is alive for over a year? But we're watching this horror story in real time with the scamming liar that is FFG, pretending that BBJ has been alive for about 2 years straight. Now, in her first video after the scandal, she talked about her YouTube warning, the delete, and how she's going to have to scan through her videos, but she's deleted all the videos relating to the cat that do not break or breach terms of service. FFG also talks about the Twitter drama between her family that no one knew or cared about, and apologised about BBJ, but refused to give us a date. she was also getting really snippy in the comments. Then, FFG disappeared for about a week and has now come back with a short video. So guys, let's take a look at it. Okay guys, so this is the video Hey Hey that came out yesterday by French Fried Scammer. So let's take a look at it.
In my life.
Hello, girl gang. Hello, everybody. It's really, really good to see you. Long time, really long time no bees this time, eh? Holy shit.
Yeah, I mean, you've needed a week to get your story straight again. So here we go.
Okay, so we're here to talk about a few things tonight. Okay, and I'm gonna tell you about the plan going forward, if you guys are cool with it, because there is a going forward. Just hate to break it to a lot of people who think I'm walking away from the internet. I was just reading the chat before we started going, y'all. I'm not leaving Girl World. I am here. I am back. This
Absolutely no shame, but go ahead.
sound is low. Okay, thanks for letting me know. Hold on, let me turn that up. Okay, I hope this is better. I can mess with it more if needed. You let me know, okay? Where to start? Where to start? There's a lot that now I can't say. It's a part of why I have been gone. I have been advised not to talk about certain things.
The cat, you mean?
For now. A day will come where I can talk about it all.
Yeah, but the day that had come for you to talk about it all was the other week when you got exposed. That was the time for you to talk about it all and make a 3-hour live stream explaining everything from the day that BBJ died up until today. You know, you've had the time to go into detail about what happened like a week ago. You never took that chance because you were a coward.
But for now, there are some things that I cannot talk about.
Isn't that convenient?
Basically the who, what, where, when. But not the why. Okay?
Well, we all know you have no job and YouTube is your job and you need income. We all know why.
BBJ. I want to tell you guys what happened with BBJ and how she passed away. Okay? And I can. So, BBJ.
You know, she sounds so smug for somebody that's literally stayed off the net for a week.
Every 3 months, as everybody knows, was going to have her urine tested so that they could check out what's going on with the kidneys. So we were at the regular schmegular appointment. They go to take, the urine sample is collected on these little, it's like these little crystals. They look kind of like cat litter, but they're crystals. And when you pee on that, they can collect the sample of that pee to test it. Okay. Well, BBJ wouldn't pee. Okay, and we're waiting and waiting and waiting, and now they can't wait anymore. So there's a way to go in with this little thing and pull out a little pee, get a little sample to go and have it tested. So they go in to pull out a little bit of pee, and they can't get the pee. And they say that it seems like there's some kind of a blockage. Okay, so the vet, regular vet, makes an appointment for the next day for BBJ to have an ultrasound.
But when was this? Like, as in the month and the year? Like, when was this? Again, giving us no time.
The next day, the ultrasound happens, and they find a bunch of masses around her bladder. So that's what was blocking them from being able to get the pee sample. Now, she hadn't stopped peeing. She was not suffering in any way, but they did say that this was going to, of course, cause suffering, because she wouldn't, there would have been a moment coming up, like, where she would not have been able to pee.
But coming up when?
So they gave painkillers for BBJ for 5 days and said basically decide when to make the appointment.
If she wasn't in any pain, why was she given painkillers? Was that just in case she would be in pain, or was she actually in pain? We're never going to get the truth from this woman.
To come back and humanely put BBJ to sleep. Please decide when to make the appointment to come back and humanely put BBJ to sleep.
But when? So her brother was right. So Chris was right when he said that the cat was put to sleep and is now in an urn. Okay, so Chris was correct.
Before the inevitable happened. She was too old to do any kind of biopsies, God forbid, cancer treatment, anything like that. It was the most humane thing to do, and exactly what the vets said to do.
And is there any vet's report to prove that? Because you know that we just can't take your word for this, right?
And that's what happened with BBJ. And it was incredibly sad.
Where's the vet report of proof that this is what was going on?
Incredibly sad.
So sad that you just forgot to tell everybody when it happened 2 years ago.
But I have no regrets about the rescue at all. BBJ
Well, of course you don't, because it was your golden ticket.
was taken from a horrible situation that we all watched happening on live. She lived out the rest of her life in complete comfort.
Well, again, we don't know that. Just because you say that she was in complete comfort, it doesn't mean that she was. You're a heavy chain smoker with 2 dogs. That doesn't sound like comfort to me for an elderly cat.
Spoiled, well treated, well taken care of.
I don't believe you. You know, you have no photos and no video, and one video with BBJ smacking your dog in the face. Other than that, there's no proof that that cat was happy. There's no proof of that.
And that's the most important thing to me, in my opinion.
Yeah, FFG, not the money. Not all those super chats. Not all that money that you split with your brother. Okay.
With what happened at the end also, I can't help but wonder, had she not been rescued, how long would that have gone without being checked? Would her previous owner have even noticed when the time had come, maybe, where she was having problems peeing? How long would that have been until that was even noticed and looked into?
Her voice still sounds very shaky, and she sounds very nervous. Still, even after a week after she got exposed, she still sounds very nervous.
So that is what happened with BBJ. Okay.
I don't think that's the whole truth, but go ahead.
I've pretty much stayed offline for the past few days.
Yeah, because you were so exposed that you needed to think of a story. That's why.
Seen some of the things being said, of course.
You were too ashamed to come online.
It's part of what I can't speak on. These things are very connected. Try to understand, okay?
No, well, nobody understands because nobody knows what you're talking about. Not every member of your girl gang knows about the Chris Twitter drama, and you haven't explained it. You need to explain, like, you need to do the explain like I'm 5. You need to explain Chris, who Chris is, that he's on Twitter, that he exposed you, that he had an argument with your dad, that it went Jerry Springer on Twitter, that and how your brother is involved with with BBJ. You need to explain everything. Not everybody has access to Twitter or is on Twitter.
A day will come, like I said, where I can.
When? Another 2 years? When?
For anybody who feels like they donated, people are talking about the super chats to, because of BBJ or whatever the case may be. Genuinely.
You mean all the super chats that you scammed people out of when you told people that she needed expensive injections and she needed expensive cat food and you were going to get her cat toys? The blatant lies that you were peddling to keep the money coming in, and now she's acting like they're not a big deal.
That's super chats to, because of BBJ or whatever the
case may be. You mean the subliminal begging that you did to get people to send you a huge amount of super chats? You're a scammer.
Case may be. Genuinely, if you feel that you were wronged.
No, they were wronged. You lied to them for 2 years. We're not doing this whole gaslighting of, if you feel that I lied to you, you did lie. They were wronged. They were robbed. Okay, her girl gang and BBJ fans were robbed. Okay, they were robbed of being able to accept the news at the time it happened. They were robbed of giving BBJ a proper send-off and a proper memorial, and they were robbed of closure because you were determined to carry on this scam for 2 years straight. They were wronged. That's not an exaggeration. Your fans were wronged. They were wronged and they were robbed.
Email me, French Fried Girl.
Oh, no, you email them. You wronged them. You email them. I'm gonna go back.
Email me, French Fried Girl, all one word, @gmail.com. I will be more than happy to reimburse.
This is the same woman that is literally in the comments telling her fans to shut the F up. But you're happy to reimburse everybody. Sure, Jan.
The super chats, if you feel that you were wronged.
No. They don't feel they were wronged. They were wronged. They were wronged, and it's your responsibility as the scammer to make things right.
If you want that super chat back, okay? I genuinely mean that. FrenchFriedGirl@gmail.com, all one word. Send me an email.
No, you email them and make things right. Since you're the one that chose to scam and be a con woman, you get in touch with your victims. It's not up to the victim to get in touch with you.
I can't go backwards, guys. There's nothing I can do to change.
You also can talk about a date. You can also talk about a date, which you still haven't done, by the way. Jesus Christ, she's just as bad as Chantal.
Change the past. Nothing.
Well, you can change the past. Well, you can't change the past, but you can talk about a date. You can talk about a date. You can also apologise to all the reactors that you've trashed, Yabba, Charlie, and you can also apologise to Zachary Michael for making up complete shit about him being neglectful of his pets while lying to your fans for 2 years. Like, talking shit about Zachary's Judy when BBJ is in an urn. You're a psycho.
But I'm going to move forward. I am.
Well, you have no choice because you don't have a job. YouTube is your job, so you have no choice but to get online, unless you want to go down now the Amber route and go down to Oklahoma and be Amber's living girlfriend and start helping her with job applications. Like, you've got no options. You've got no job. YouTube is your only source of income.
Tomorrow, we're going to be live at our regular schmegular, doing our regular schmegular thing.
Talking shit about Foodie, talking shit about other reactors, when you have been the most notorious scam artist in girl world currently. You're gonna do just like Rachel did, just pretend it never happened and just go back to your regular thing.
Reacting is what we're going to be doing as of tomorrow.
And talking shit about a lot of creators.
Like I said, I can't go back, but I can try, obviously, to do better.
well, you can actually give us the date. The date of death would be fantastic, Frenchie.
And here's what I want to do from me, okay?
Sorry. She's so
for all of December,
with this weak little voice that she's gone, I think I can, guys, she had the best time of her life, I did everything I could for that cat.
all of December, every single stream that we do together, anything that's uploaded to the channel, anything, it's going to be a fundraiser through YouTube for the ASPCA.
Yeah, another way to scam you. another way for her to collect your money. Scam and a scam.
We're going to give all of December, and we're going to go regular. We're going to do our regular.
Yeah, so she wants the regular super chats, guys. No, $1.99. She wants your $5. She wants your $10.
Schmegular thing all month, and it's all going to be to benefit the ASPCA through the YouTube fundraiser thing that I can put on the streams. Okay, that's what I want to do for all of December. That's what we're going to do over here. Okay.
Frenchie, doing charity stuff doesn't make you any less of a shitty person. You're just a shitty person and a con woman that is now pretending, now is trying to have a redemption arc through charity. You're still a shitty person. And it's just, she's such a scammer. And is there any proof that you're even going to give that money to that charity? Nothing you say can be taken seriously anymore. And you're going down the Rachel route. Using charity to try to make yourself look better instead of just telling the truth and being honest with people about the date and when you got BBJ and that there was no Amy Flowers. It's just a typical, I'm going to use charity so people don't think that I'm an arsehole. But Foodie, Frenchie, we know you're an arsehole. We know that you're a scam artist. We know you're a dick. We know all these things, and running to a charity and throwing money at a charity isn't gonna change the fact that you're a terrible person that scammed your fan base for 2 years. You can sign up for as many charities as you want, and you can throw money at as many charities as you want. You're still a terrible person. Still a terrible person. And BBJ is haunting you in that urn.
For now, that's all I can say.
Yeah, and nothing about the date. Nothing about the date. Nothing about Amy Flowers. Nothing about when she died. Nothing about the bullshit and the smear campaigns that you've had against other creators. Nothing about the blatant lies that you've been telling about people. And nothing about the fact that you weaponized a charity against Yabba, and now you're using a charity to make yourself look good now. Like, I mean, you're sleazy. Sleazy.
There's a lot I can't talk about right now, and things are connected. I have a lot to say.
No, not really. Not really. You had a lot to say when you got exposed, and you should have done a 3-hour stream then. And you've been running and hiding, like a chicken. You have been running and hiding for the longest, and the explanations are still shit. And you've had a week to come up with this. A week to come up with this shitty 10-minute stream.
It's not the time, it's not the moment. The time will come. Okay?
Yeah, in another 2 years, when she scammed another 2 years worth of money.
Okay. Thank you guys for being here, for waiting for me to come back. Tomorrow, regular schmegular.
Just back to bitching about Chantal, and like taking cheap shots at her family while your brother and your dad are going at it online.
At our regular schmegular, okay? I hope to see you there. Take care, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay, so FFG is pathetic. Like, she's still pathetic. She's still spineless. She's a liar, and she's still gonna scam people, but instead she's gonna scam people through charity. Like, she's a terrible person, and in some ways she's worse than Chantal, because Chantal is like a toddler in the body of an adult, whereas FFG is consciously aware of what she's doing all the time, and she's always hustling, she's always scamming, and her fans just eat it up. Hi guys, so I quickly wanted to scan down FFG's comment section. So Senior Blue Light says, couldn't folks just donate to ASPCA themselves? Why has it got to go through you? Because she's a scammer. You don't think she's gonna skim money off the top? Hot and popular. I'm not upset with you at all about the fact that she passed away, only that you didn't tell us. Mr. Dusty, hear that? Go and get your money back if you want. It's not up to the victim to get their money back. If you're still mad, that's probably a sign that you should go outside for some fresh air. Shoe Gal, can you please clarify when is one of the things you cannot share, because she's a pathological liar and she can't share that she scammed you for 2 years. You not addressing this is going to continue to cause issues. It is. She'll never live it down until this is clarified. If there is a reason, it would help to say that explicitly. Blue Falcon, you were the one who was clowning FFB for talking lawyers and lawsuits. She sure was, saying that she was bitch made. We're Canadian, remember? Now you're being advised things, and she never mentions, we assume that it's legal, but she never says if it's legal or not. She never mentions legal advice. We have no idea why she can't spill the beans, but we all know why. And it's got nothing to do with any type of legal advice. Why don't you donate your own money? Because she wants yours. This community is ridiculous. I'm here for my stories and you're my favourite host. Well, she's now your favourite scammer. Why does it matter? Because she took a public cat and was horrible to people when the public wanted updates. That's why it matters. You take a public figure, then you have a responsibility to do public updates, and she promised public updates and she didn't do it, and that's why it matters, Tracy. Not without my CPAP. You've done several charity live streams and rescued an animal. You even tried to warn Chantal that her boyfriend was dangerous. Nobody else has done any of that. Yeah, because they're not that obsessed. That's why. Glad you're back. So guys, that's the end of the video. So after her second video, she's coming back tomorrow. but there's no vet report. FFG never addresses the lying for 2 years. There's no apologies to other creators. A really vague, rough story of how BBJ actually passed away, but we don't know if it's the truth or not. And a charity scam. So FFG officially comes back tomorrow, but she'll never really be viewed the same after this. She is officially the Norman Bates of Girl World. Norman Bates, Alfred Hitchcock, psycho, pretending that his mother's alive when she's really been dead forever. You get the drift. FFG is the Norman Bates of Girl World. So guys, that's the end of the video. If you're still here, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. See you in the next one. And yes, I will be watching her tomorrow. Definitely.